Welcome back to the podcast. This is Layla Rose, and today we are discussing creation and manifestation, but in a very different way that we usually see online. Most people tend to focus on, the seductive and mysterious aspect of it and all the sexy rituals that we see every first of the month, right? But these rituals do not work if there isn't some basic biological resources at the foundation of it. So I'm going to explain that in more details. So for example, when a woman creates a baby inside her womb, right? What does she need? She needs nutrition. She needs vitamins. She needs water. She needs healthy food, right? So it's the same thing when it comes to creation with anything, creating a new timeline, creating a life that is soft, that is aligned with our soul mission, whatever it is. Can a woman create a baby without optimal resources? 100%. But is the baby going to be healthy? Probably not. It can be. Of course, it's much more complex than what I'm explaining right now, but it usually lowers the chance of, the baby having any sort of complication, right? So it's the same thing with creating anything, with creating a new timeline and shifting. A woman can do that without proper hydration. She can do it without proper minerals and vitamins, but she might create a timeline that feels like hell. So it's the same thing. So when it comes to these biological resources, it's not something that a woman has to guess, okay? And it's actually, the whole process actually is not really sexy. It's very basic and it's very scientific. She has to do blood work. By doing blood tests and looking at all the electrolytes, all the minerals, all the vitamins, what else? Like a full blood work, basically, like the whole thing. The more detail it gets, the more precise it gets. And if there's any sort of imbalance when it comes to all these electrolytes and vitamins, she, of course, has to correct the imbalance with proper prescriptions and vitamins, whatever. And then she's going to be able to create the timeline that she wants. If she doesn't do that, like I said, you still create, you always create, but you might create a timeline that is not that is not soft at all. That is actually the frequency of hell on earth. And this is actually from the expression as within, so without. That's literally what it is. So the state of a woman's blood, deficiencies or whatever, and her nervous system is going to determine what type of life, what type of daily experiences she's having. And so, I know it's really not sexy at all, like to tell people to just do blood tests, but I'm telling you, this is the foundation. And this has been hidden from women for such a long time. It's still hidden in a way because you don't really see the masses talk about this. And I don't think it's going to happen anyway. Maybe, I don't want to be negative, but I don't think it's going to happen on a massive scale. I think it's always something that a very small percentage of society can actually comprehend. Now, beside blood work and blood tests and anything related to blood, hydration is something that most people do not understand yet. Of course, the more optimal your water is, the more optimal your timeline creation is going to get. But any water, honestly, just any water, and you need to add electrolytes in them. So minerals, electrolytes, that is super important. The reason why, tap water is usually not good is because they don't have all these components. That's why. So no, if you just drink tap water, you're not going to get the whole effect. I mean, it's still going to help a bit, but you're not going to get the full optimal results. But if for some reason, you have tap water on hand, then just get some electrolytes and minerals, trace minerals, and you're going to be able to, just create this really strong foundation for your body to lean on. This is the foundation of life, basically. When a woman is creating a child, inside her womb, she needs even more minerals and more vitamins than she usually does, which is why doctors usually recommend taking a prenatal vitamin, right? This is what has it in it. It has all the components to help create. This is, by the way, a really cool tip that you can do that most people don't know. Once again, you're going to be part of like the top 10% of society who, thinks like that. So if you're a woman, you can take prenatal vitamins, even if you're not pregnant and you don't plan on being pregnant, to better your manifestation process. Like I said, you need these minerals and vitamins in order to create this foundation in your body for your timeline to unfold properly. So that's it. It's minerals, vitamins, electrolytes, and water. And water, I usually would recommend between 2 to 3 liters per day. Of course, it depends on your weight. It depends on your lifestyle. Are you sweating a lot? Do you work out a lot? It really depends on that. But we have to remember that most people in our society are severely dehydrated. Severely. And that's why most people are stuck inside this rat race. It's just their nervous system doing loops in survival mode, and it creates addictions. It creates so many issues, and it's really hard to get out of that loop. But if you find yourself, even yourself, if you're at a point in your life where you're stuck in a loop of some sort and you want to get out of it, containment, self-restraint, and getting the proper minerals and vitamins and water is going to shift your timeline into something that is satisfying, that is peaceful. And I guess I'm going to make more episodes on this, to really get into details about how to do that, how to do like a protocol, basically. But let me know in the comments if you have, any questions, suggestions, and I'll make it happen. All right. See you in the next one.